Are you navigating a life change? Whether you're entering something new, sitting in the middle, waiting for breakthrough, facing a necessary ending, or walking through transition, I want you to know that you are not alone and you're not off course. Whatever your present season, it's not without purpose. God is with you and He is committed to making what you're going through right now work for your good. Hey beloved, I'm Krista Pettiford. I'm an author, a Bible teacher, and a speaker. Welcome to my channel. Here I help women like you embrace change with faith and grace, so that they can thrive in every season of life and experience the fulfillment of God's prophetic words and promises in our lives, in your life. If you're a Christian woman, especially in midlife, meaning over 40, navigating a life transition, or wondering what God is doing in this present season, this series that I'm starting is for you. Because life unfolds in seasons. And if you've watched my channel for any time, you know I always talk about seasons. So I wanted to do a series on seasons. And each season has times and stages that all carry beauty, blessings, purpose, and lessons. And we need to understand how to navigate these seasons so that we can capture and experience those. And so in this series, that's what we're going to focus on. We often think of seasons in the broader categories of winter, spring, summer, and fall. But in life, a season is more than a label or natural weather that we go through and experience in the physical world. It's a sacred process. Life seasons and spiritual seasons. These seasons are sacred in their process and what God is doing in our lives that keeps us moving forward in His purpose and plans for our lives. And so, as I've already said, there are spiritual seasons and there are seasons of life. So spiritual seasons are, as I've mentioned, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And let's start with spring because that is like the beginning. I like to start with winter, but spring is where everything really starts. Spring is a time of planting seeds of faith. If we're talking about spiritual seasons, launching new things, hearing God's yes to what you've been praying through, or giving God your yes. Summer is a time of productivity, joy, fullness, seeing some of the fruit, the early fruit of what you've sown, as in gaining momentum, establishing your rhythms, and embracing your purpose. Fall is letting go. It's a time of letting go, of surrender, of preparation, sensing God's shifting, accepting change, and adjusting your pace. And then winter is a time of resting and reflecting, stillness, enduring tough seasons, difficulties and trials, the hidden work that God does in us when nobody is watching, that we can't see with our natural eyes, that's done internally. It's a time of slowing down, entering quiet spaces, and trusting God through silence. And then within every season, there are stages: beginning, middle, ending, and transition. And that's what this series is going to really talk about, how to go through these stages when you're in either a spiritual season or a life season. And so the beginning, middle, and ending, and then transition. Beginning is a time of new things and divine invitations where God invites you into whatever season He's bidding you into. The middle is the stretch where we grow, we become, and we wait on the Lord to do His work in us. And then the ending is a time of closure and release, a release of old things. And then transition is that time in between of transformation and repositioning to yet go through another season. Each season, as we can see, is cyclical. It's not linear. Linear is time moving forward as we age, as the years go by. But life moves through rhythms of time and cycles again and again. And so now I want to talk about the seasons of life. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." So there are these seasons of life that do not fit into the broader categories of winter, spring, summer, and fall. I like to think of these seasons, as Ecclesiastes defines for us in its long list, as time spent with a person in a place or doing a thing that marks our lives and adds chapters to our stories, the stories that God is writing in his book for us. These seasons are ushered in by events, expected or unexpected, that we all experience at different times in life. God uses these things we experience, these events that we go through, a time to mend, a time to heal, a time to keep silent, a time to give birth. Whatever you're going through, that thing that happens that marks time, an event, an appointment, something that changes, or something that occurs in your life. He uses those experiences, whether difficult or delightful, as divine opportunities to usher us into new seasons when we choose to follow him forward. You know what this means? This means that the season that you're in right now, whether it feels fruitful or quiet, exciting or exhausting, painful or pleasurable, it has a divine purpose. And the stage that you're in your season is not random. God is working things out for you. Even if it feels messy, confusing, or uncertain, it matters too. Where you're at and what you're going through matters to God. The season that you are in may not match what things look like on the outside. Sometimes your heart can be in winter while your circumstances look like summer. Everything seems wonderful, but you're going through inside. But from outward appearance, people think everything is great. And that's okay, because while man can only see what's going on the outside, God looks at the heart. He sees you and he knows you. He knows where you're at right now and what you're going through, even if it's hidden from others. So I have a question for you. I want you to pause and ask yourself, what season am I in right now? And what stage of that season am I walking through? Beginning, middle, end, or transition? Am I in a season of growth, transition, letting go, becoming? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and know how I can pray for you. And to help you go deeper, I have created the Seasons Journal. You may have heard me talk about it. And here it is. I love this journal. It's come from my own time of prayer with the Lord. And it has so much in there to help you walk through and navigate any season. It's a beautiful space to reflect on where you are and what God is doing in your life right now. Whether you're in the beginning or nearing the end of a season. This journal, the Seasons Journal, will help you identify the season that you are in. Invite God into your season. Gain clarity about what he is calling you to do, what he wants you to focus on and give your time and attention to, so that you can capture the beauty, blessings, purpose, and lessons that he has for you along the way. You can grab your copy of the Seasons Journal at KristaPettiford.com, and that information will be in the description. Remember, it's a tool to help you hear God's voice clearly in your current season and move forth with grace and faith through every stage. I hope this video has blessed you. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and join me for the next video in this series where I will be talking about the beginning stage of every season, when God invites you in to do something new and fresh. You don't want to miss it. God bless you until next time. And until then, remember, you are deeply loved, you are completely and totally accepted by God, and you are beautifully and wonderfully made. And no matter what season of life you're in, God is with you through every stage.